So I think one of the things that people need to understand is that it's not like I'm living life on a maximum or I'm sacrificing. It's all about finding the balance, and the balance is usually a very, very long path.
Was there a sacrifice in that to start the business and live, which I'm fascinated by 60 different countries, 2 months at a time. That's amazing. So set that aside for a second. Was there a sacrifice to living that lifestyle that you wanted to do? Do you think it cost you somewhere?
Oh, absolutely. Every lifestyle has alternative costs in a massive way. It doesn't matter if you decide to start a family and settle down or to move constantly in a nomadic way. You're going to pay very, very heavy prices. Some of them are going to be very evident. You're going to know them. Some of them are going to be you're never going to know the sacrifice that you do, because sometimes when we lose the opportunities, you never know. It doesn't hurt. By the way, we also say it on the cities that we research. When we do the rankings, we say if you're not going to be in a good startup ecosystem, it's not going to be painful. You're going to be happy in your community and so on. You just don't know what are the opportunities that you're going to miss. And that's a thing that is a mystery, and that's what we're trying to convince people. So the idea is that, yeah, of course, that whatever lifestyle you're choosing, I think all of us have to understand that whatever lifestyle we're choosing, we're missing out not only on opportunities, we're missing out on an alternative life in another form that would have another set of emotions and another let's say set of experiences and so on. So I think that all of us have to take very seriously not only the occupation that we have that really fits into the lifestyle and takes most of our day, but also the lifestyle, because yeah, you have about 1 million ways of living life on this planet. Each one of them is extremely unique, and every time you pick the other one, you're missing out on 99,000 other ways of living this life. And for me, it's great. It's, of course, that's how things work. But I do like to tell people, look, think about the alternative cost of what could have been. And of course, you have to do it in measure. You don't want to keep on driving yourself crazy. But a lot of people are not really thinking about that. It's like
Yeah.
they go into the path, and that's basically it. And for many people, they would be much, much happier in another type of lifestyle. And there are a million of them. So for me, it's really important to take this into account as well.
Yeah, I find that there are, and I like that answer, and I'm glad we went down this before we get to the meat and potatoes here of the interview. Talk about your startup. The entrepreneurs, there are a lot of people who want to be business owners. There are a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs. There's a lot of people who want to dip their toe in, and it's so difficult for them to get out of the thing that they have been doing their whole lives, or what they were trained or shown to do, right? What their dad did, what their grandpa did, what mom did, what their sisters and brothers did. What that thing that they've seen, go sit and do that 9 to 5, and they know they got an itch to go do something else, but they just not sure how to scratch it, or they're scared to do it. And it sounds like you embraced what you wanted to do and then figured out kind of how to pay the bills. Did you have a plan for doing that, or did you say, I'm gonna live in 60 countries and then I got to fit a lifestyle, or I got to make money around that?
Yeah, it's really that's. I think one of the most important thing is to avoid confusion. So that means, first of all, define what is the most important thing for you. In my case, and it still is. I just got back from Spain and Greece after 6 months, and now doing the vaccine in Israel. But in my case, it was mostly. I told myself, what arrives first? What is the first thing that in my life, let's say the pillar stone or the anchor? For most people, it would be a family. In my case, it was actually the nomadic lifestyle, moving between locations. So it's really good because, first of all, you don't have clashing priorities. You kind of say, okay, this is the anchor. Okay, I'm done. Now I know what is my anchor. I can move on to the other limitations and build the lifestyle according to that. So yeah, for me, it was basically that I decided this is the most important thing. And then I started considering options. One of the options that I was considering back in the days, in 2010, the internet was just like there wasn't that much of remote work and whatever. I was actually considering picking fruits as a living because I said, okay, this is the anchor. I want to sustain it. And then I started doing a little bit of freelancing while building my first startup. I think that the interesting thing of a startup is to remember, first of all, if you do have an itch, scratch it, because basically living without doing what you're supposed to do, or what attracts you, is, as far as I'm concerned, a major tragedy. And if someone is justifying that they're doing it just because they have a family and so on, they're actually irresponsible. I don't think anyone here on the planet is here to sacrifice themselves, or to live a missed life. Whoever is doing that is actually doing this for psychological reason. They're not helping anyone with that, because if you don't achieve your greatness, and your greatness can be not on money, but on happiness, or where you're supposed to be, you're not going to be happy, and the people that depend on you are also not going to receive your best version in a way. So for me, it's really important. And yeah, the idea is, of course, when you do it, don't plunge into it irresponsibly and just say, "Hey, I'm here against the entire world." Build a plan and do it in a very responsible way, which can take many years. But still do that. I'll give you an example of what I did. I said, okay, I had my language school, online language school startup, and which is now teaching thousands of people, and it's really great to see how it's grown and how it helps a lot of people. But I said, you know what? In the first phase, probably because technology is involved and new processes, we're not going to make money. So in half of my time, I'm gonna I'm going to do business plans that connect to what I didn't like to do from my accounting years, in order to subsidize it. So I think one of the things that people need to understand is that it's not like I'm living life on a maximum or I'm sacrificing. It's all about finding the balance, and the balance is usually a very long path. It takes a lot of time, and take it in a responsible way, we still have something that subsidizes your dream, and allows you to fall back. So it's a very delicate balance.